The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. Welcome to the show. It's Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Thursday. I'm in studio in St. Louis. Just got back, flew in, landed about an hour and 15 minutes ago. I am in studio with Andrew Collin here in my apartment, and joining us via Zoom is Noah, of course, in Arizona, and then also repeat guest from yesterday's show. We're so glad to have him back. He feels like just so much a part of the show, the fabric of our show. He is just woven in already. It's Ben Gleib, who has a special out on YouTube right now called The Mad King, and it's on YouTube for free. Make sure you watch it. It might be shadow banned. We don't know any updates, Ben.
All I know is after your podcast yesterday, the views have gone up somewhat significantly. So whether I'm still shadow banned or not, it is working. Your
I'm so
kind
glad to hear
words
that.
are working.
Ben was so funny yesterday. He was like, on your long flight, a great way to pass the time is to finish a third of a special.
Did you finish it?
So sweet.
Did you do it? Well, that was pointless.
I got
then.
it. No, it wasn't.
I wasn't trying to be
pointless. It was
funny
so
with that
sweet.
text. I was trying to get you to watch the last third.
Honestly, I never watch I never finish things, but I have every intent to finish it. And I even talked to my parents about it today, and I was like, you gotta watch Ben's special. You're gonna love it so much. So
in Nikki's defense, it's a short flight.
Yeah.
It's only what
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
No, I slept the whole time. It was this morning.
And
was
watching
so
it at
early.
1.7 speed, you could have finished it in 90 seconds. But
I
the
know.
point is,
Instead, I watched Sam Harris on this. Do you know these guys, the trigonometry guys? It feels like
Nope.
guys you would know.
no, but it sounds like a title you're not supposed to say out loud. Are we allowed to say
I
that?
know. I got really nervous
hate
as I
math.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was listening to. I was watching Sam Harris on that. I'm gonna send it to you, Ben, because I really want to hear what your thoughts.
What
on
about my
Sam.
thoughts on Sam?
Well, can I tell you some of the words that I wrote down that I heard that I loved that were so hard for me to like that I want to use in my daily speech a little bit more?
Yes, even though I feel like Sam talks way too slow and it's a little self-indulgent, but go ahead.
He does, but there's no ums, and he's very
No likes.
Yeah,
thoughtful
but it feels like
about
he's
what he
trying to fuck
says.
me the whole time he talks. He's always like,
I know. I kind of like
Another.
it.
yeah.
I think you want to fuck him. I think he's actually getting to you, and your dick gets a little hard, and you question yourself whether you should get married.
In this video too,
could
he
be.
looks so. I gotta say, he looks hot.
Could be. I refer to
grew a
him
beard.
in my own mind as Sam Hairless.
Oh, he's hairful in this. He's got a good head of hair, and he's got a good
Careful on that.
beard. Trigonometry. Okay.
I was trying so hard to think of one for geometry, and I couldn't.
Oh.
Geometry.
No. Okay. Here's some words. Vitiate.
What?
Vitiate.
Yeah.
Vitiate?
What is that?
That's
Vitiate.
not a word. I don't think that's real.
Yeah, it is.
Vitiate?
I think it means to destroy. To
Is this a
vitiate.
game
It
where half
sounds
the
like-
words you say are not real?
No, these are real. Vitiate. Wait, hold on. Let me look up the meaning.
Vitiate? Like
Vitiate.
if you're about to like be like a lion judge in a tennis match?
Oh, to spoil or impair the quality or efficiency of. To vitiate. Okay,
Yeah, that's what I
invidious.
said.
Invidious.
Yeah, you did.
said
In
that.
a tennis match.
Invidious is a new Russell Brand movie.
That's right.
John Mayer album.
Are you not lacking vocabulary? Invidious. It's a car? Is it a kind of car?
Wait,
Or
hold
it's
on,
a
I like
computer.
the
It's a computer brand.
name. Likely to arouse or incur resentment or anger in others. Invidious. That's a
wow.
good word. It's
Wait,
just,
is there a
We should eviscerate Invidious.
is there a comma in there? Is it likely to arouse or cause anger? Or arouse anger?
likely to arouse or incur resentment or anger. So arouse
okay.
anger. Yeah,
Oh, not
not likely
arouse
to
or
arouse. And then
create anger.
atomized. What does that mean?
That
does
means you like
not act-
vaporized. You like get rid of something.
Atomized.
That's a guy named Adam looking through his eyes. New special coming out on Showtime.
Reduced to atoms.
Reduced atoms.
don't
I got
know.
that one right. I got that one right pretty much.
Yeah, to like distill something down to its like particles.
Smallest form.
Smallest parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Which
know. I'm
is-
just trying to. It's so hard to get new vocab going in your life. I really want to be better with words. It takes me back to what I was saying yesterday. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm just like, duh.
But do you think that Sam Harris practices learning?
No, he's just well read.
But
Yeah,
also, I
maybe.
think that the general public is so stupid that I try to not use big words very intentionally so that people know what I'm saying. Like, there's so much disinformation in the world now. We need to make sure we say gets to everybody. So
Right.
the bigger words you use, you're just pleasing yourself and maybe
But
Sam
there's
Harris.
Google. Look it up. You
No
know,
one's-
like
but
I
no
think we
one's
should
doing that.
challenge people to do that. Well, then, so we stoop to their
Yeah.
stoop.
We atomize it.
Yeah.
We break
I
it
don't know,
down
I-
to its most basic invidiousness.
I don't think
Hey, eviscerate that thought.
when
Yeah,
people
fish
use
it,
words I don't
fish it.
understand, I'm not
Listen,
like,
Vish.
wow, they are so cool or like smarter than me. I just am like, oh, that's a more interesting way to present this. It's more. It draws my focus more. I don't know. I like when people. I don't think there's any part of Sam Harris who's like, look how smart I am. He just
Yeah.
uses these words like they are, you know.
Some
Just
people
slang.
will speak with quotes. I don't really understand that, like learning a quote just to.
Do you guys
make a
know
point.
any quotes?
I don't
Do
know
I
one
don't have
quote.
a single quote.
I
Here's
do.
memorized.
something. You want to know
I do.
something crazy? I don't know
Really?
one
Okay.
thing my dad. I don't have one like my dad always said.
Really?
I don't have one of those.
My dad
got a
always
couple
said,
of
"I'm
those.
not gonna be home tonight for dinner."
Okay.
No, did he say that? Did you say that?
Well, he said that with a look
Andrew. Oh, yeah. or just
dad-
with not being there.
My
by
dad
taking
always
his
said,
car phone off the line. Can you do that?
What did your dad always say?
my dad
Ben?
always said, go to the dance with the girl who brought you. But I think he's getting it wrong because why is a girl bringing me to the dance? And if you're already at the dance with the girl, you already did go there with her. So what's the advice? I'm not really sure.
Sadie Hawkins, he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
But
He's
if
talking
she already
about
brought
Bumble.
you there,
that was
then
early
she brought
Bumble.
you there. It was.
That was the pitch. Wait
Wait.
a second. What does that mean? I guess it means like be happy with what you have.
Exactly.
Yes.
Don't
Don't
try to
always
change.
look at what.
Don't
right.
change horses
My
midstream.
mom used to say that a lot.
Don't try
Nikki,
to fuck
be
the
happy with
homecoming
what
queen.
God gave you. Come, shut up about this. Stop it. Just be happy with what you got.
Okay, that's a good quote.
I hated it because it's just, you know what it is? It's admitting, yeah, so you're ugly. Just accept it. And I don't like that.
My mom's best quote was, "You really are going to keep the beard?"
Oh yeah.
Passive aggressive way of being like, "You look disgusting."
Oh God.
Yeah.
People just can say that so much with so little.
My mom would get from her Jewish mother, and then it would just pass. And then she'd complain about how her Jewish mother's too, breaking her down. You're wearing that dress. You're doing your hair like that.
Yep.
you're
Old
fucking,
people in general, and especially Jewish grandparents, had this incredible ability to just insult you straight up, and like people can't do it
Really?
anymore. They'd be like, "Oh, you're gaining some weight. You've gained a little weight, huh?" And it's like, I mean,
Right.
I suppose, but the fuck?
Yeah,
There's
you're
just
old as
such
shit,
a-
bitch.
There's such a judgment about gaining weight. Like it shouldn't be this huge thing.
Yeah.
When you're a huge thing.
Pun
Like,
intended.
But
Yeah,
exactly. we have so
Pun intended.
we have so much shame around like what it means if you've gained weight. It means you're lazy. It means you don't care about yourself or other people. It means you're just a glutton. Like there are so many sins that are checked off if you've gained weight. When really it's like, I don't know. There's something about it that when I've gained weight, it means like I'm so embarrassed. Like everyone's gonna think that and because my biggest fear is being lazy. But the thing is, people that gain weight are not lazy, and it's just such a misconception, I think. But that is my biggest fear of being deemed lazy
I don't
in
think
some way,
gaining-
and not just about gaining weight, but
I mean, I don't think gaining weight is an indicator that you're like particularly like on top of things or a go-getter, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're lazy either.
to me it does. No, I feel like most people that gain weight are stressed out about the life that they have that is so. I mean, there of course there are people that
But
just
then,
like
could that cause laziness? See, I think that's where I get hung up because, yes, the first part, but then it causes them to be late. Like,
yeah, because
lazy
when you
is like
eat a lot and you become your blood gets coagulated, you don't
Yeah.
really want to work out and move, and it begets laziness
Yeah,
because
that's
you
what I-
can't like
yes.
move as much. But gaining weight is just it's because food is the cheapest and most affordable and accessible drug and unregulated drug. Everyone's in pain. Everyone wants to escape their egos and their psyches and feeling bad about themselves and the stress of life and work and everything and money. And the only thing to anesthetize it is either get wasted, which has much quicker consequences in your life than stuffing your face. It's like when you stuff your face, you feel like shit, but it doesn't show up for a while. Like food is just this drug that we don't really track. But when I see someone who's morbidly overweight, which I don't think obese people like that term, I rarely go, oh, they have a thyroid condition. I just go, they're in pain and they're just trying they're a drug addict, and I don't feel any kind of like judgment of like that lazy piece of shit. I'm just like, oh, that's what I do with pot or whatever.
What does it
They're
mean
just
to
trying
you?
to
What does it mean to you
numb out.
that you just did that rant about how food is this very destructive drug, and it just made me very hungry?
Yeah, I mean, because
I was not deterred at all.
It's soothing.
Have you had breakfast?
Yeah.
had a quick
well,
breakfast.
because we need food. That's the only thing. You don't need heroin to survive. That's the difficult thing about food is that it's hard to put it. You can't quit cold turkey, no pun intended.
I think I would eat heroin if it was mayonnaise was in it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
No one's ever put heroin in a sandwich, or a salad. That's not a bad idea. Chop it up.
See, I think they're doing the whole needle thing. Just put some heroin on a nice
Have you
nice
guys ever been
sourdough.
close to doing like crack or heroin? Because I think that
In college.
some people are. It's out there more than we think, or meth even.
In college, there were a few kids that like we'd get really fucked up on every other drug, and then they were like, "Well, what's the last thing to do is buy crack off a guy in an alley?"
Yeah,
to
there's
have
always
the
a guy in
story.
an alley.
Yeah,
that you go.
It's like, dude, I did crack last night. What was it like? I don't know. The rest of my life's also horrible. So it's like,
I heard it tastes really bad. It smells and tastes disgusting.
oh,
Crack.
interesting.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
did
that was ass crack.
close as I came. I did speed in a park in Amsterdam with a homeless guy.
There's always a homeless man involved when
Yeah.
there's these hard. Okay.
Wait, go back.
Yeah,
How
well,
did
let's
this-
get us there.
I
This when
mean,
you were able to finally speak?
This was actually the same night that I figured out how to not be cold. How to not be cold outside.
Is it really?
It is the same night.
Oh my god!
So
for
wait,
those of
Nikki's
you-
been living off this thing, and you came up with this thought
Ben Gleib-
with a homeless guy on speed.
Ben Gleib has changed my life with this little life hack where if you're ever cold, all you have to do is think about the fact that your blood is probably around 98.6 degrees, where if you drew a bath that was 98.6 degrees, you would be fairly comfortable. I mean, that's a warm
Even if you were in the snow, even if you're outdoors in the snow, and that's
Yes.
just external, and your blood is inside your body, coursing through
so
your
if
veins.
You think of that having like this piping of like this hot liquid going through you. Instantly, you get warmer. It is a great life hack. It will keep you warm in the winter months that are never coming because the world is heating
correct.
up. But
That's correct.
So you learned this from the homeless man?
No,
On
I
speed.
I realized it separately. I was tripping on mushrooms in Vondel Park in Amsterdam. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and during the course of this very long night, we ended up doing we were smoking weed and mushrooms. I did a little speed with this homeless guy in the park. We befriended him.
What is it like to do speed? What, you smoke it or you eat it?
No, I think we
Tablet
snorted
or-
it. I think we snorted it.
Snort? Oh yeah, okay.
Did you go to him, or did he come to you, or was
He
there
came
a meeting
over
of-
and he came over into this little playground we were playing in, and he gave me a gift of a crushed gold ring when we first met him. And so I trusted him because he gave me a gift, and normally homeless people ask for stuff and don't give you stuff. And
Right.
so I liked him a lot. And then he invited us to see his home in the park under a huge umbrella. Then he invited us onto his houseboat that he was squatting illegally on, and he had a brand new bottle of cognac and books, and we snuck into this boat. And that night ended up with my girlfriend and I inviting him back to our hotel room, this 5-star hotel
course.
room, and I got engaged briefly that night as well
Oh,
while he was
no
using our
way.
bathroom, and then it was
With the ring that he gave you.
with
Was
the
he
ring
the
that he gave
notary?
me, with the ring that he gave me, because I realized I got a
Really?
ring, and it was this magical night, and I'd been thinking about asking her to marry
Oh
me,
my god!
and he was in
Are
the
you-
bathroom.
Was his name Gollum? Like, I feel like this is all a magical
Wait a second. How old were you? And then what happened with that engagement? Like, did you wake up the next day and you're like, oh god,
Yep,
like,
pretty much.
was she still psyched, or
She
was
was
she like,
psyched.
we're gonna let that one pass?
Well,
like,
she
we're
was
gonna
psyched.
excuse
She
it.
was psyched. So the whole trip, we like stayed in like budget. It was like $50 a night, like terrible hotels. But then she was pretty well off. My ex-girlfriend, she was a TV host and like this model, and was very
Ex-fiance.
successful.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I wasn't. But she treated us for the last night of the trip to this like $500 a night hotel. And so we invited this guy to come experience luxury because he'd been living in the streets or whatever. And he was afraid he was going to die, and when it started snowing in Amsterdam, so I went to an ATM and I gave him $500 and like saved his life so
my
he could go
God,
to Spain and live in Spain. He ended up sending me a postcard from Spain, so I think we did save his
Aw,
life. But
sweet.
But then he came to our hotel room, and everybody in the hotel thought we were about to fuck this guy for sure because
Oh, yeah.
Why are we bringing him in there? And I told him, like, go enjoy the bathroom for like an hour, shower and shave and use the bathrobes and hang out. I want some private time.
Then come out and murder us if you want.
Yeah. Well, I put a coffee
Right?
can on top of a chair under the doorknob so I would hear if he came out of the bathroom.
Oh, really?
That
That's
was a little
smart.
bit of
on
mistrust.
speed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And while he
Yeah.
was in there, I was like, oh my God, he gave me
And
a
just to collect
ring.
change if he wanted to panhandle just a coffee cup.
Well,
He likes a jiggling noise.
Story. Are you hearing what's coming out of
No,
this?
I mean, this makes complete sense
Yeah,
to me
yeah.
with knowing Ben Gleib. Like, makes friends everywhere he goes, never met a stranger. Like, especially a younger Ben on speed. I mean, this is textbook.
Yeah. Yeah. And then.
Okay.
And then and so I asked her
going
to
to
marry
the
me.
ATM to give the guy $500 so he
Yeah.
can move to Spain.
That was a
I probably
mistake.
would do the same thing.
Yeah,
But
that
no,
was a mistake.
I
It
don't
was a
think
mistake
so.
because
You know where it paid off in this story.
yeah, that's true. But the part two of that, just to flash forward quickly, we came back. We were having lunch with my parents, and I like very proudly, and my girlfriend and I were at lunch, and I very proudly told them the story of giving this guy $500, and my parents' jaw dropped. They were like, I said it with pride, and they were like, "You're broke. You can't afford that. So you're gonna go on a $10 a day budget from now on for the next year."
Jewish parents just being rude.
Yeah, ruining my vibe.
Wow.
And so I did
I
it.
hate
and
when that happens, when you tell your parents something and then they, or anyone something, and you're like, look at this thing, and they go, wait, what did you do? And it's like,
You're an
oh,
idiot.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so keep
and
going.
So
girlfriend.
my girlfriend was actually cool because like she lived in a house. She was this, famous TV host. She had Aston Martin, and she was cool with living on $10
Can we know who
a
this
day.
is?
Sure, yeah, she's a wonderful human. Courtney Hansen.
Courtney Hansen. Okay.
Yeah, while we were
I think I
dating.
remember you dating her. Yeah.
Yeah, while we were dating,
The
she was
blonde.
she was one of the 100 sexiest women in the world on FHM. So that was
Oh my God.
Wow.
that was a thing. But so she was like, and she was a little older than me, and I don't know if I should have said that. And so she, she was cool
The
with it.
same
She-
way with the duck rape yesterday.
Unfortunately, she was older than me.
Unfortunately,
And I want to send my
I
condolences.
want to get ahead of this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Before
also, she only has one vagina, just for the record.
that you know about.
That's a good
Ask the
point.
homeless guy.
I mean, I
Duck
look
rape
pretty
is
close.
Duck-
but that brings up a thing. So back
Oh, yeah.
back to that. So then
She
back
left
in the
you for
room.
him?
Why you
This
gotta
guy
bring
got
that
your
up?
$500.
He's better off than Ben was at that point.
At least he's not moving me for my money and my old eyes
Oh my
or whatever.
God.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
So he's in the bathroom, and I realized he gave me this ring, and I wanted to ask her to marry me. So I asked her to marry me, and she says yes. And then the guy comes out, and I have him take
How long had you
pictures
been
for
together?
4 months.
Oh,
In
Yeah.
Aston Martin months, that's pretty long.
That's a good point. And then he like hugs me to celebrate, and then he hugs her. And then the next morning, the bloom's like totally off the rose. She tells me, just so you know, when he hugged me, he kind of rubbed his finger up my asshole, and I was like, uh-oh.
oh my God.
So we met
And
him
so
the
then
next
she was
day.
a ruined woman, and you broke up with
Correct. I was like, well, you're now no good to me.
her.
Please.
Deflowered.
This-
Your asshole.
and this comes
I'm
back to
saving that for marriage.
To your
That's
dad's
right.
quote.
Go to the asshole with the finger that brought you there.
And with that, we got to go to break. We'll be right back with more Ben Gleib after this. The Mad King. All right.
That was a very
We are
fast
back.
pee.
Well, it was a fast pee. I just took a pee on the break. We're back. I didn't wash my hands. I just want to be clear about that, so no one touched me.
Didn't wash your
No,
hands?
because I was just inspired by that homeless man
Wait, we
story.
can't
and I said,
touch
I'm
you
gonna
at
get
all? It's just your
No,
hands.
that's- well, my asshole. You can graze it if you give me a hug at the end of the show.
I'm Nikki Glaser.
I'm just picturing. Why am I picturing a horse eating
Do
grass?
you know what
out of
is
your ass?
back? You know what is back?
Why
That
am I-
actually is turning me on.
Oh my God.
Open asshole. Open asshole.
No, what is back is men just being creeps.
Oh.
Or maybe I'm just like putting out a vibe or something. But I went through the airport TSA the other day with a mask on. Also, the guy that was checking my ID had a mask on. And he goes, smile to me. He tells me to smile.
Oy.
And I go, you smile. Like it took me about 3 seconds to like get the courage to be like, I'm not going to have this asshole tell me to smile.
Well,
And
you
so-
were going through.
Yeah, TSA.
Okay.
So it's a TSA officer, and maybe you shouldn't get an attitude with them, but I'm also like, fuck you. So I go through, give him my ID, and he goes, smile. And I go, and he's just a little twerp. And I go, you smile. And he goes, I do. And I was like, That's a good point. Like he actually was like he was already said I am or something, and I was like, oh, okay.
That reminds me. I told a girl one time, like, you have contacts in, and she goes, you have contacts, and it was just like an ultimate response where you can't argue that back.
Oh yeah.
It was like you do. That's how it feels. So wait, so what? And then
there's this guy in our building that I can't stop seeing. I see no one in our. I don't even see you. I don't see anyone in our building
regularly. I could guess
regularly.
who it is. I bet you I know who it is.
Yeah. Well, he's not like it's just
the doorman.
No.
He's always holding the door open for me, waiting for me to come through the door.
He asks me how my day is.
Oh,
I see him all the time.
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Glaser.
He's holding a package.
I've got a big
teeth, little girl.
I've got a big package for you, Miss Glaser.
Yeah. No, and he's totally harmless and he's probably sweet, but there's this thing that I really don't like when men get like the attitude with you of like, cheer up. Like, what's going on? Like, I just saw him for the third time. I think it's been 3 times that I've encountered this man. And he said, hey, neighbor, one time to me. And I was kind of like, oh, hi. Another time it was just a basic encounter. And then this time he was just like, wow, you're really zoning out there. And I'm like, I'm in an elevator. Am I supposed to look at you? I'm looking at what? When you are in an elevator, do you look around?
No, you zone out.
You zone out.
Yeah, you try to end this as quick as possible,
and he's like, well, it's a lot of luggage. Like, there's always these like negs of like, how long were you gone?
Yeah.
And I'm like this new.
You got baggage, huh?
Yeah. And it's just.
I hate elevator jokes.
I get mad when I don't get hit on. Is this what getting hit on is? Because I don't know.
Well, you used to say you never get hit on,
I know,
and now
it's
apparently
happening a lot.
I mean, if you're going to be so incredibly judgmental of any attempt to talk to you, it's going to discourage people from saying hi.
That is a good point. Okay. But it just friendly hellos, not just this like, let me figure something out to make this girl feel bad about herself. Isn't that maybe not the approach?
Yeah, zoning out is not a nice thing to say.
Wow, you're really zoning out there. It's like, what?
Yeah, why don't you
What do you
smile
expect?
and
I'm
stop
always supposed
zoning?
to be smiling and like just happy about the world. It's like you're creeping me out. Why?
Wow, life sure
Kinda
is
like
beating
he's-
you down. Would you like to fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you, in a
This guy
depression?
doesn't have a lot of line. You can tell that he's trying his best. So maybe I shouldn't be so judgmental. But I just don't want to. Can't we all just not talk to each other?
Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
it's a like a
I'm looking forward to going on
preconceived
vocal
like
rest.
I'm gonna neg this girl to get her attention.
Yes, it is.
Do you feel like it's that more than
Listen, I mean,
or is it just
I-
like a friendly kind of hey neighbor? Like
I know we
Yeah,
have
that's all he
single
can
men
think of.
listening that are so like, what do I do? How do I talk to a woman if it's not meeting on the apps? Like, what do you say at the grocery store? It's like saying something nice is maybe a better approach than saying something negative.
Yeah.
Of like, if he could have been like, where are you coming from? That would have been, I wouldn't be commenting on it right now. I really wouldn't be like, there's this creep that asked me where I was coming from. I really don't think I would. It's this like negative thing. I'm looking forward. I'm going on vocal rest like for 3 weeks. 0 talking, not allowed to make a fucking peep.
This is wild.
I mean,
You got to film this. I think
I know I kind of want to document it.
you
because-
should definitely document this.
So I'm getting vocal cord surgery on September 8th, and it will be 3 weeks of no speech at all, not a peep, not a laugh, not a clearing my throat, nothing. I got a shirt that says I'm on vocal rest. Don't talk to me.
Are you allowed to
I have
sneeze?
a sweatshirt that says don't talk to me.
Can you sneeze?
You know, deaf people do not make a sound when they sneeze, so sneezing and going
Really?
achoo is an affect that we take on
Whoa.
as isn't that interesting? I
While
didn't know
you're
that. And
while you're on
ducks-
vocal rest, can you go up
Duck
to duck rape? Yep. I want to make
Duck
sure
rape.
that I didn't step on that. Make sure people
Yeah.
heard that. But when you're on vocal rest,
That's also my advice to women about avoiding rape. Duck rape.
Duck rape.
Duck it.
smart, very smart.
Yeah.
That's a good campaign. That's a good campaign.
Just grow more
slogan.
pussies.
That's gonna be my be best if I'm ever first lady. Duck rape.
While you're on vocal rest, are you going to go up to people in the mall and hand them pamphlets to read and ask for donations?
Oh yeah, they do that, right?
I don't
Deaf
know.
people
I feel
used
like
to do that.
No, mute people.
Or mute
that shirt.
people,
That
right,
shirt.
right.
Do not wear that shirt.
What?
I don't think you should wear that shirt.
Well, because
Because
here's
it
the
will
problem.
cause. It's like a reverse psychology
I-
thing. Everyone's gonna
Yeah.
come up to you, and go, "Oh, you can't
No,
talk."
no.
I
It's not
feel
true.
like it's
This is
gonna
the problem. I
backfire.
was on vocal rest recently for a week where I did not. I tried my best. I could talk, but I was trying my best not to, and it was such a struggle. Being like, even being with friends who I was like, will you talk for me? Being with my mom, she would just talk too much. She would start asking. We're checking into a hotel so I could go to this ENT to go get my, surgery pre-op meeting. And we're checking in this hotel in Boston. And my mom is checking us in. She can't understand the woman's accent already. We're having issues where the woman's like, Tukis? My mom's like, what? Tukis?
Boston.
It was just like, oh my, yeah, the classic Boston accent. And it was just already a struggle. I'm like, if it were me, I would be like, okay, there's already a language barrier here. I'm struggling. I feel stupid that I don't know her language. I don't want to make her feel bad. I'm going to try to keep this as minimal as possible. But my mom, the woman's talking about the amenities, and she's like, unfortunately, our restaurant is closed right now. And my mom goes, why? Why is it closed? It's like, why do you need to know that? And my mom goes, I love your hotel restaurant. Why is it closed?
Oh,
and it's
God,
just, and then she
that's
goes
a
into a whole
follow-up
story,
I
and
would
I
never- yeah.
looked at her. I shot daggers into her face because I can't talk, and I'm just like, you're talking for me, and you're talking so. I just want to go. We had a long travel day. Why is it that parents need to know?
Yeah.
Banal, reasoning.
When people
for
ask
stuff
questions like that, do they expect to change the
What is
restaurant's mind? Or like, you know what, you're
Yes.
right. This is a mistake. We're reopening
That's
it
what I
up.
keep asking.
I'm going to call the chef. I'm going to get him in here.
I need to know the purpose of it.
His wife died an hour ago, but we're going to get him back.
Yeah. What answer was going? What did you want from that? What's the best case scenario for that answer for my mom? And she was just like, I just was curious. Why would a restaurant be closed? It's like, I don't know, because you and dad don't tip enough and people are walking out of these minimum wage jobs. And
what
you
it
guys
is.
treat them, you yell at them when
Can
the
I see
food
the
isn't-
look that said all that?
Yeah.
that is.
I looked at her. I started talking. I go, I think we're done here. I go, you don't need to know. And she goes, I want to know. And then my dad, my flight got fucked up yesterday because of this. The people that were booking my flight misunderstood if I wanted to come back tomorrow and if tomorrow meant today or whatever. Because it was around 12:30 at night, past midnight when I was booking it. And I said tomorrow, and they thought tomorrow meant the next day because we were already in tomorrow, whatever. And my dad, the next day, I told him, hey, my parents stayed in LA till today as well. And they were going to stay an extra day. I was going to leave early. And I wrote to them and said, hey, I'm actually staying. I'm going to leave with you guys. I'm staying an extra day. And my dad goes, why? And I said, oh, the flights got fucked up. And he was like, why? What? Who messed it up? And I'm like, what? Why does it matter to you? That is the thing that I can't stand. Like, I love my parents so much. They are so desperate to place blame. They want to find a scapegoat. They need to know whose fault it was, because in my family, and I think in a lot of families, it's like everyone is so worried that they didn't do anything wrong. It was because of something else. And I go, what could I say that will make you? What do you need to know here? Who fucked up? Like, I guess
He's
maybe
like, I don't
it's
know who's
interest-
booking your flights, Nick. I mean, what's going on there?
I heard you tell the girl last night that you wanted a flight tomorrow, so you need to reconfirm with her. Did she not do it right? And I go, so you want to be mad at her? Do you want me to put the blame on her so you can
What's her
hate
email?
Maybe.
What's her
And
email?
it's like, why?
Where does she live?
Maybe-
Let's dox her.
Maybe your parents are secretly like mob life down low, and they're like really fucking up these people that are messing with your life, and they're like, just tell me your
Yeah.
name. And all of a sudden she's gone.
Look
and
out
they're
for
like,
a horse head in her bed eating her ass.
Yeah, this is like Dexter. Your dad is Dexter, and he kills anyone that wrongs you a little bit.
But I'm going on vocal rest, and I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, that's 3 weeks is insane.
That's
I
a long
can't tell you.
time to
Everyone's
not
like,
talk.
Nikki, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I just have
This
to
is
talk
your
about
burn face moment.
This is, what?
You know how you're always like, oh, if I just burn my face, I don't have to do anything. This is your moment to have.
well,
you have an
yeah.
ultimate excuse.
Right.
This is the ultimate.
It is. I'm so excited for what it's going to bring out in me, because it's going to be kind of fucked up. Like, I think these people go on silent retreats. Anya would go on silent retreats for like 5 days and like come out of it and like have a
Changed
ego
person.
death or whatever it
Yeah.
was, And so I do think that I'm going to learn more about myself, about others. I'm going to learn how to like listen more and observe more. I think it's going to be a struggle for sure to not be able to communicate. But I found that when I was just trying to be quiet the past couple weeks, it is so. I had on my phone like on my faceplate on my phone, it said I'm on vocal rest, can't talk, sorry. But every time I tried to show it to people, there would be an alert that pops up, so it would be obscured, and they'd go, "What is going on?" But as soon as people saw that, I would show it to so many people, front desk of anything. Every time, show me it. Okay, you're walking up to front desk. Okay, what can I do for you? Like, they totally got it. They totally respected it. No one was ever weird about it. It was almost like beautiful how much people wanted to help out as soon as they knew, they understood. So
you have a disability at that point. Like, no one's going to go,
it really
this
is.
fucking bitch can't talk.
And isn't it ironic that, I'm not even joking you, I think less than a month ago, I said, I think I've been interested in learning sign language recently because I think I'm going to need it. And this was before I ever dreamed that I would need vocal cord surgery.
So is it negative karma or positive karma? I don't know if that's
I don't know, but I think I kind of predicted it because what the series of events that happened is that my vocal teacher...
I want my dick to get bigger.
No, you have to talk about a thing you might need if your dick got bigger.
Okay.
Like, I'm learning how to...
I want to learn how to fill up a bigger hole or something.
For a second, I didn't even link what you said to what we were talking about. I just thought it was a total non sequitur. I thought just mid-vocal rest conversation. I want my dick to get bigger. What?
I was trying to figure out a way to get my dick bigger, but yeah, I gotta start filling random
holes. Is that
holes.
really still a thing that you wish would? Aren't you happy? You have the girlfriend of your dreams.
Yeah.
No one could even your life could not. How could it get better with a bigger dick? Like these things that we want, and I have them too. Where I'm like, if I really got that, what's gonna fucking change for me?
If you got a bigger dick.
Yeah.
I think a lot would change. Everything would change for you. Just imagine your next special, the things you could talk about.
Is there anything physically that you are constantly like focused on, Ben? Like there's men that like are obsessed with people's hairlines. Like Andrew already commented on your hairline because
great hair.
Men are obsessed with hairlines. They're obsessed with dick size. I get it. Women are obsessed with like, oh my God, her hair is so thick. Her legs are so long. She's so skinny. Like we have our own things too. Is there anything that you feel like, God, if you could snap your fingers and have about yourself, you would?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to sound too shallow. I just wish I had a more medium-sized asshole, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, your asshole's too big?
Well, listen, I'm not going to tell you what end of the spectrum it is, but
oh, Mad Libs.
No, I need to...
You got to atomize that asshole.
I would like you to officiate over my asshole. Listen, I think my chest is the thing that bothers me a lot. Like I feel like I've got kind of a man boob situation, and I don't really work it out, and so I have bad postures. I think specifically, kind of subconsciously, because when I lean over, like shirts come off of my chest and it covers it. But then I look short and weird, and so I should stand tall, but then my boobs stick out, and it's not ideal. So that gives me a lot of joy in my life.
Andrew has puffy nipples that he's insecure about,
and my posture similar stuff. Man
Sarah
tits.
Schaefer, my
when you have man tits, you tend to.
Co-host had the same thing. She used to in high school be so insecure about her small breasts that she would wear baggy shirts and lean over, so it gave the illusion that there might be big tits there. So she has bad posture now because she was trying to
at that point just stuff your bra and walk around normal with a regular shirt.
Yeah. Or do the classic
stuff in your bra.
Yeah, that's got to be so demoralizing at the end of every night when you're like pulling out multiple tissues and you're like, I know this is all a lie.
Makeup off your face.
Yeah, I guess so.
And seeing it all go down the drain and pulling off your eyelashes or taking out your hair extensions or just like, it's the same thing of like, this is who I really am, and it was all a lie.
What would you do if you went home with a guy and he stuffed his boxers with so much like what do you?
It's just so like not part of our
multiple fake dicks down there. Like it's a bunch of like padding dicks. Like baseball donuts for when you're in the batting.
It wouldn't be okay because that would just show. It would just be like, listen, makeup is an active lie that we all kind of embrace as a culture. Dyeing your hair extensions, like these kinds of things men know about. If it was like, no, I would be very concerned about this guy's insecurities if he was doing that. Or if he had like lifts in his shoes or something that was like, come on, man, just.
I took a Viagra the other day and I had sex. I had an orgasm. And then my penis I had more blood in my penis than I've ever had, where I thought I needed a doctor. But then I was like, wait, this is just what happens to, I don't think I have that great of blood flow in my penis. I think that's where the problem lies. I think
or in general.
Yeah, my blood pressure. I actually took it the other day at the 120 over like whatever. My dick is 125
I'm happy.
over.
I'm happy
80.
that you at least had sex. It'd be weird if you took Viagra just to see it get bigger and then just walk around.
I have done that. I jerked off in a condom first time.
Whoa.
You ever do that?
The first time you ever jerked off, or for the first time?
First time, just to try what a condom. I did a test run for years.
Before you had sex.
Yeah.
I don't like a
because
rubber
you-
smell
yeah.
on my hands. I'm not looking for extra rubber exposure.
Right.
I don't need my hands smelling like I'm
You don't
at
wanna sound like-
at a children's birthday party doing balloon animals. You know what I mean? That's not.
Or you're at like a speedway in like grease
Yeah.
lightning,
Yeah,
burning
I don't
rubber.
need.
and
I
an
don't
old-
need sex for me to sound like
I guess you'll never work for NASCAR.
You're damn right. I will not.
I actually talked to a friend recently. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. She said she's in her 30s and she's been hooking up a lot. She's a single woman that just kind of got out of a long-term relationship and she's been hooking up. And men cannot get hard. They either lose it or they just can't get hard. And she is a very beautiful girl. And I told her, let me just see if this is right, is that it is not you. If anything, it is you because you're so hot. They're nervous. And it's like, I said, the same way that women, we sometimes get in our heads because we're so nervous that the guy's going to think we like taste weird or we're bad at sex or they're going to see our cellulite. And sometimes I can't get wet because I'm so turned off. I like this guy so much that I'm so in my head and so worried that I can't get wet. Can you imagine if you had to fill your dick with blood and keep a beam supported? We just have to get wet and you can spit on your hand and slap it on. Guys,
I mean, I
have to
can
make-
imagine it. That's my life.
Yeah. I know, but it's like, I think women get so offended when men can't get boners, but it's
Yeah.
It's not just get, it's keep.
keep.
It's the
Keep.
sustainability
Yeah, that's-
thing.
But, and I said to her, men, is this true that she's dating men in their 30s, 40s, like these guys wouldn't be hooking up with her, this beautiful girl, if they weren't attracted to her in the first place, right? Like, a guy is, you're not trying to just get
sometimes
through
you
it.
don't know. Sometimes you don't know if you're attracted to somebody, even though you think that they're hot. Like, I've had this issue, and I don't know if it's true for you too, Andrew, but like, when I was single, like, I sometimes would have that issue, but only if it was like somebody that I like really actually wasn't that attracted to. And whenever it was somebody I was like really attracted to, it was never an issue ever. And so it is sometimes just about chemistry. It's not them. They don't need to feel
Yeah.
bad. It's about chemistry.
Because these are
Sometimes someone gets
beautiful women,
naked,
right? Like, it's a woman that you are, like, so
obviously took
into.
them out 100%. But like
But
sometimes you
something
just
about
get
the
naked.
way, the chemistry of your
chemistry, the-
pheromones.
Yeah, the way that they think, whatever they think is sexy just doesn't match what you think is sexy. Your dirty
Yeah.
talk doesn't match your vibes, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what you're saying and doing is not my favorite
And
vibe.
what you're
or
saying,
someone-
she's a bad person and no one will ever love her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's just don't worry. It's not just sexually; it's overall you're bad.
Yeah, like you should just
Well, I
become
think
a nut.
there's a few things. One, alcohol, condom. Putting a condom on can affect the.
No one's wearing those. Let's skip that one. Going.
Really, everybody wears
Pretending
them.
to even put a.
No, everyone should. Everyone does, right?
I always did.
I don't think people
always
do.
did. I always
Good
did.
for you.
Unless I was in a relationship, I always did.
I would now, like, I look back and how stupid I was in not demanding them every single time. I really empower women to do that and to not just let it slide. Literally,
I can't believe
you know,
that's
like
an option.
I mean, girls do it all the time.
I ju-
Noah, can you speak to this?
Can't
Of just
believe
like
it.
you want it in the moment, almost as much as men do when you are stupid enough to put your dick in something that you don't know, and you go, "Why did I do that?" It's like you get so horny that you're just like, "I don't need a condom. Who cares?" Noah.
Or you just think that like, oh, well, he knows best, so he would know to put one on.
Yes,
And then it's like
he
you just
knows
feel
himself.
awkward bringing it up. Yeah, I
know
also
myself
regret.
doesn't have any diseases, and so if he's not putting on a condom, he must not have diseases because
Yeah.
otherwise he would protect me from that because he cares so much about me. This guy who's drunk and I just met.
I remember talking to a friend where I had for a long time I just had this idea of women can never or would never choose to hurt you or like would never lie to you. So like I remember this woman was like, "Hey, you want to put
With your mother?
Well, yeah, I know." She goes, "Look,
Where'd you get that?
she never told me to put a condom on." So
She just told me to shave.
She's told you to raw dog it, or what's the?
look, she couldn't get wet if I had a hair on my face. I'm not talking about her pussy. I'm talking about the wine in her glass. Anyway, so the girl was like, "Hey, do you have a condom?" And I was telling someone this story, and I was like, "Oh, she must have thought I had a disease." And they were like, "No, she might be worried about giving you something." And it was like the first time like I ever thought like, "Oh, you're asking me to put a condom on because you might have something to give me. I always saw it as like, you don't want to get something from me.
Right.
I don't know.
No,
It
if
was
I
just an
had
interesting
something
way to
that
like.
I could give to a guy, I would not just be like, wear a condom. I would tell him what I had, or I would just.
And that's when we'd
I
stop
would
getting
not. I
hard.
would be abstinent.
That's when our hard-ons go away.
Well, I would not bring up I have herpes in the heat of the moment as I'm about to take his dick out. Like I would have that conversation probably prior.
But how
to
hard
that,
is it
but-
just to say, I'd say, do you have protection? It's like 2.5 words. Do you have protection? You can just say, yeah, protection. It's like 2.5
Yeah.
words. It's not that hard
Here
to
you
say.
go with your
Yeah,
word
protection.
counts again.
Well, because it feels better without it. And you feel like there's something as a woman that if you really like a guy and you feel like you're asking him to do a thing that you've heard over and over, guys go, ugh, condoms. He might like you less because you're making him do this thing. It might push him away because you're saying, I don't trust you. And women, we are operating from our own perspectives of like, if a guy told us to put on was like, I need to get a condom to fuck you, we would take that as like, he doesn't like us.
Or he thinks I'm dirty.
So if we ask you to wear a condom, we think you might think, oh, I don't like him. And then you're like, no, but I like you so much and I don't want him to think that. Noah, can you speak to any of
Right.
this?
Yeah, yes. Everything that Nikki says, I think a lot of girls think of. 100%.
But the thing is, what girls don't know, and I need to make this clear, is that when you have boundaries for yourself, men are so fucking horny for it. And I
Yeah.
wish we could just fucking drill it into girls' heads so much
Yeah.
sooner that when you say no to things, guys will like, it doesn't ever fail to not write back to his text, to play it a little cool. It never fails to actually go, actually, I'm not comfortable with that. I'd rather do this. Like,
That's
or just be like,
unfortunately true.
It never doesn't work, girls.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever not work. I can't think of one example of a girl
Yeah.
giving the guys what they want and they like them more than a girl actually doing what she wants.
Also, with condoms specifically, I mean, guys want to get laid so badly. Literally, I guarantee every woman listening to this, the only thought in any man's head, if a girl said, do you have a condom? Literally, all our thought would be like, if they don't have one, is, oh my God, how can I get one right now, immediately? Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
never going to think, whoa, hold on a second.
I think we're different though, Ben. I'm not kidding you. I think there are some like younger guys who would go like, fuck you, bitch. Like,
Yeah, that's
get
true,
like,
but those
there's like
don't
some
fuck
real
those guys.
But there
dirtbag
could-
F boys
there could be
that
a
make
thing-
women feel bad.
There could be a thing too where you let a guy have sex with you without a condom, right?
Yeah.
Then the next day he goes, man, she let me just fuck her raw dog. He's gonna project her being a slut.
I'm telling you,
where
girls,
she lets
I know that
it
this
be
doesn't-
easy,
you're
so then he's not gonna respect you.
You're right on it. Like,
Yeah.
this is fucked
There's
up.
something to that,
But when
yeah.
you sleep with a guy too soon, even if you're someone who doesn't sleep with guys too soon, and this guy's different, and you've only slept with one guy in your whole life, and you're choosing to sleep with this guy on the second date because you feel something, there is a part of his brain, even if he were to know that goes, this was pretty easy to get her to do this. I don't know if I can trust her outside of me because I can't believe I got this girl to do this. I didn't even do anything. So there's a part that he will respect you a little bit less. And I know that's hard to hear and that's anti-feminist. It's like, but sometimes you gotta fake like you, even if you know you trust him and you feel like you're ready to do it, there's a part of men's psyche that they cannot help that make them go, well, that was easy. And so she must give this away all the time.
There's something too also like when you're in a relationship, you have sex with someone that might just be a fling, and you wear a condom, and then you have sex more, and and then after like 20 times you go, hey, you want to go no condom? Like there's like it's almost like
Yes.
saying I love you.
The worst
like
is
there's
when
like
you
a
use-
big moment when you're like, let's just leave the condom.
The worst is when you've had sex with someone or you've had sex without a condom and then you decide that you want to not have sex with them anymore. Or
you can't
not,
go back.
or
It's very hard to
wear-
go back.
Now you want them to
Very
wear a
hard to
condom.
go back. Hard to
and
go back.
girls, you can go back. You can. You can change it up whenever you fucking want to. But
Yes.
even my 38-year-old woman brain still has a part of me that goes, I can't
can't go
not
back.
fuck him now
Yeah.
because I already gave that away. I can't go back to just dry humping or making out or, but you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
Duck
Well, you
rape.
can also just make up. You can also just make up that it's your period, and that'll buy you a whole handful of days.
No, because then they go, I don't care.
Yeah, that's also true.
The
wear
right
two
guy will not
condoms.
care is
We
what
could
I'm
call
saying.
the bluff on that. That's true. But also, can I ask you a question just about sex styles too?
I could use the blood in my penis.
Oh my God.
Isn't that how it works? Isn't that how it works?
like your dick's like a straw.
Like that vacuum thing we were talking
I'll
about.
tell
the
you. Oh yeah, the
dentist.
dentist. I will tell you before you get to their question, Ben. having sex on your period when you've just started, there is a plunger effect to it of like it gets things going, and it like you're so crampy down there that it feels so good to have something just like get in there. So period sex for me,
a plunger effect. You said, is that what you said?
It just like it plunges it out. It like gets out all this like.
I'm
tissue
here
that you're
to
trying
remove the
shed.
period, the blood. Let's do it.
Knowing Nikki, she actually has tissues.
I probably have a plunger in my bed. I think I do. It was on my show. That pussy pump thing. Okay, Ben, what's your question?
Well, I don't know if I can follow that, but we were. My brain is in 8 places at the moment, but. We were talking about, sexual styles and chemistry. Like, do you guys like some, and it totally isn't an insult to someone's hotness, like we said, because it's just about vibes. But like, one move I always hated was when like you're about to go downtown to Chinatown, and the girl's like, "I'll be right back," and like she'll come out of the bathroom naked, like fully naked. Or we'll just like take off all of her clothes before I'm ready for that level. Like,
yeah, you want to unwrap your present. You don't want someone to just give you a present.
No, it's like
without all the-
70s sex. It's like coming out of the bathroom. Like, I don't want 70s sex. I'd like to
a good
remove your
note.
clothes. Let me do it.
I like that too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they're probably going in the bathroom to freshen up their puss.
Of course, but
Yeah.
just
Well,
put back on
freshen
your
up, put your
clothes.
clothes back on.
No, but then they're worried about probably putting on the dirty underwear that they just sweated in.
Well, keep it
for
a
the
little
last 3
loose then.
hours.
Keep it, or take, I don't know. It's a
Girls, they're not gonna care. They're not like smelling your underwear
No,
as they go down there.
nobody
They're just
cares.
gonna take them off. They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
We gotta go to break. We'll come back with more with Ben Gleib right after this. All right, we're back with Ben Gleib. Check out his special on YouTube, The Mad King. Ben, it's been so fun with you. We are now going to do our segment where we get our listeners' voice memos that they send into the show, questions, concerns, comments, compliments. It runs the gamut. So you're gonna play a part in this. It's time for Fanthrax. All right, let's hear.
The face your dad made.
Before we get to the first voicemail, I just want to let everyone know that Ben has other things besides the Mad King. He has
yes.
Gleib Off the Top, which is
my
a
God, it's so
virtual
fun.
show at Nowhere Comedy. And people can buy tickets for that at bengleib.com, and that's on September 3rd.
Those are so fun. They are.
Yeah, you
Ben
did a
has a
couple of
comedy
them.
club in his house, and it's virtual, and you watch on Zoom. And Ben does a show completely off the top, meaning like completely improv, and does all these characters and interacts with people on Zoom. If you don't want to interact, you can totally opt out of doing that. Like, I don't want to discourage, because some people are like, I don't want to be called out, but it is so much fun to tune into. If you don't have anything going on September 3rd, absolutely tune into that. It is so fun.
And just
Thank
wear a
you, thank
T-shirt
you,
that
thank
says,
And it
I
would be a
don't
fun-
want to interact with Ben Gleib.
Yeah. And it is, you know what I can recommend? It's a really fun thing to tell your like family, if you are, have family like out of town that you haven't seen in a while. It's a good way to like connect with them and watch something all at once that is this unique experience. I think it's fun, like if you have family out of town or like lonely, moms and dads that like don't really know how that world works. Like it would blow their minds. They can download. It's on Nowhere Comedy Club. Just check it out.
Yeah, it's on top
Ben
of
Gleib.
Zoom. And just one thought about it too. Just we have a bunch of other shows still too. If you go to nowherecomedyclub.com, and even if that show's not for you, there's like Paul Provenza's Green Rooms coming back, and we're doing it there.
Oh,
You can
nice.
see stand up. It's really really fun, and it really feels like a night out at a club, but in your
It
own
does.
home. So you don't need to get a babysitter. You don't need to pay for parking, drink minimums. You can get fucked up in your own house and not have to drive anywhere. It really is fun. We make it
And
feel like it's a live
unique
night out.
one-time experience, and it just
Yep.
feels like you are a part of something that only you are witnessing. It's really special, and I can't recommend it enough, especially for people that just have social anxiety, scared about COVID, want to it's just something to do inside, save money, and buy tickets to go see Nowhere Comedy in the safety of your own home. All right, let's get to Fanthrax.
Okay.
I got worried for a second that wasn't Ben's hand when
Where?
he scratched his.
Oh, really? Well, he does.
Oh,
I don't know why. The angle of it really came. All right, sorry.
so Andrew, this message is kind of sort of for you.
Oh gosh.
Hey guys, this is one of your besties, Cash. I'm just going through your podcast, starting from 1. I'm at 149.
Oh my God.
And Nikki's comments on Andrew's butthole about how it's a doggy door is just cracking me up, especially as the GI doc. Andrew, I am happy to give you complimentary rectal inspection exam when I see you guys. So, offers out there. Love you guys. Jacaranda.
Wait a second. Would you do that? That's so nice.
Maybe you can meet me at the Nowhere Comedy Club.
It has a doggy door? What does that even mean?
Andrew has a lot of asshole issues. It runs in his family.
Oh.
And
or walks. It's bad. It's
leaks
in
his family. What? Oh no, Ben has a little hand going up.
Whoa.
Ben,
is that my GI doc?
That thing might be able to fit in there, scrape around. Would you let a fan investigate what's going on back there? A GI doc?
I mean, his name was Cash.
Yeah. He accepted that now.
Your doctor cannot be named Cash. That is not ideal.
That is it's with a K. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Cash with a K?
Oh,
Whoa.
boy. I'm Cash
like a
only when I go in the
Kardashian.
back door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I let him look at my asshole. Let me know, like, where he's
Do you
at
have
and
a GI
credentials
doc?
with a K. Huh?
The only worse name for a GI doc than Cash would be Joe.
Why?
GI Joe would not be ideal.
Oh, that's funny.
The best, I think, we gotta put together every
I'm
joke that
G.I.
Nikki has
Joe.
to be explained.
Did you get G.I.
No,
Joe?
I didn't.
Okay, good.
I'm not saying that you should, like, the
I'm
one
not
yesterday,
kidding
I
you.
don't know if it was good enough to not be explained, but I
Oh,
love...
the anorexia, like where you said I was
Crippling,
crippling?
yeah.
Crippling stage fright. I mean, it was a leap, which I couldn't do back then, or I would have broken a leg. Okay, jokes. No, that's a part of the autism. Remember the checklist of things? Oh, I don't think you were on that episode. There's this book I'm reading called The Divergent Mind about autism that isn't diagnosed in women, and one of the things is has a hard time understanding jokes. And I know that's ironic for me, but I really do often go like, I don't get it. Like,
Well, I feel like your brain is one or the other. Like, either you're in joke mode or you're in serious mode.
Yes.
And if you're in serious mode,
I can't
you can't.
access
You
it.
can, it's like there's like a.
Speaking of jokes, I'm so fucking excited this weekend because I was supposed to be out of town in LA still, but I'm going to be in town in St. Charles at the Funny Bone. Dan Mintz is going to be there, and he's one of my
love him.
favorite joke writers ever, and I
So
get to go
funny.
watch him. I mean, I honestly, it's like
I might check that
seeing Hedberg. It's like it really is. He's as good as Hedberg, I think, at writing jokes. He's the best. He's
He
the
is
goat,
so
in my
good.
opinion.
He is
right?
so funny. He's so good. And he's the voice of Tina on Bob's Burgers. He's like the star
Yes,
of
Tina
Bob's
Belcher.
Burgers.
Yes.
But quick thought I have to share about
Sure.
being neurodivergent. This was a pretty weird moment that happened the other day. So like a couple months ago, a buddy of mine, he's like the showrunner of a TV show that just sold on like for an ABC sitcom about it, and one of the two lead characters is a neurodivergent character, and he had me audition for it. So I like worked on it for like 4 days. I like studied being neurodivergent, and I really figured out. I
You just,
created
like,
a
looked in the
character.
mirror a lot? Mm-hmm.
Looked in the
I
mirror.
did neurodivergent.
And-
I just picture someone like having Avenger like skills. He's neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, it sounds very like badass.
I think neurodivergent
does.
people would really like that analogy.
I think
dope.
they would. But my point being is I did not get the part, even though I felt like I embodied this thing because...
Oh, you would
and so I
be
made
so
a
good
tape
on
and I
this
sent it in. And then he said to me, it was really great. It was amazing. But we realized we probably should hire someone who actually is neurodivergent, which is great. And that's really nice of them. But then I immediately realized, oh, great. So now there's just a tape floating around of me pretending to be neurodivergent.
Oh yeah, your I Am Sam reject tape.
It's just floating around there. We
Yeah,
did
you
not
Gilbert
hire him,
Grape.
but...
Here's the thing: you lean into it. You lean into it, and then you get the next show about a neurodivergent, and everyone will think you're neurodivergent.
Have you watched that new show on Amazon, The Way I Am, or The Way I See It, or it's Rick Glassman's show? Who Rick Glassman is on the spectrum, and it's all the cast members are on the spectrum. And it's great. It's a great show about like adults living with autism. It's really funny and heartwarming, and I really like it. I
He's a
forget the
very
name of
funny,
it, though.
weird dude.
Oh my God, he's so fucking weird in the best way. His
Yep.
podcast is insane. Yeah, that was a trip doing that podcast. It was I had to take it's called Take Your Shoes Off. You have to take your
Yep.
shoes off when you go to his apartment. He has a lot of things that he needs you to do.
Organized, right?
Yeah, like but it's like he's special and he's so funny too. Rick Glassman, check out his podcast and his show about people on the spectrum. Okay, let's get to the next and Ben, I really hope to see you on something on TV soon. You're a great actor.
Thank you. I would like that. I have a show on Disney Plus. You can watch me act as a ghost. a 1920s film star died in a fire.
Oh, they didn't want to
ghost.
cast actual ghosts.
They
for
didn't
that
cast
one?
actual ghosts. They tried. They tried very hard. The
what's
show's
it
called
called?
Just Beyond, and it's an anthology series.
Fun.
Mar Stein. So I'm in episode 6. I'm on the poster too. I'm like the main ghost in this thing, or one of them. It was really fun to do, and
Cool.
it was cool. And you'll watch it, and you'll enjoy it. I
And you had
think
not
I am.
texted back enough women that you've had sex with that they were like, "You're a ghost.
Yeah.
You've ghosted a lot."
Yeah, I did the live research on that.
Yeah. All right. Next Fanthrax.
Okay, so last week we had Chris on the show, Nikki's boyfriend, and we have some
Ooh.
Nikki and Chris
sitting in a tree.
Will he throw her off?
K-I-S-S-I-N-G. All right, so we have not feedback, but something learned.
I'd like Cash
I
to
think
look
you
at
two
my
are
ass
really
on
cute
that.
together, and I loved listening to you. And
Oh my god, I thought that was
did
that was a
too.
voice. I
I
was like,
did
oh my god, this person is so weird. I feel
got
so
it, I
bad
got it,
their
okay.
voice sucks.
All right, here's Jamie.
Oh my god.
Hi, besties. I'm calling in because of Chris's story about the guy at the gym. He wanted to cut that out, and I loved it so much. Chris on the show is also amazing. I love you guys. I love Chris. I love it all, Anya. I love the story also because something happened to me similar to that. I was parking my car, and I was parallel parking, and I guess I got really close to the car in front of me. Didn't hit it. The guy gets out and yells at me for getting so close, and I realize I have one of two options, so I decide to just say, oh, sorry about that, didn't realize it got so close. He proceeds to yell at me, and I just said, sorry about that, have a great night, and walked away. And then the next day, I see him again, and he came up to me and apologized and thanked me for reacting the way that I did. And it just felt really, really good. I never saw that guy again, not like Andrew. I mean, Chris, he's the guy at the gym. But it's such a good feeling to meet that type of energy with kindness, or just what the other person's not expecting. They're expecting you to react and get a reaction from you. So it's nice to give them something else, and they might actually accept that. Anyway, love you guys. Don't be cuh, and jackpot.
Oh my god, I love that story. Yeah, it was about Chris told a story about confronting someone someone confronted him at the gym. He spilled water and was like, "Oh, I guess I'll just clean this up for you." And Chris was like, "Okay, what the hell?" And then later on, Chris confronted this guy because he was like, he was enforcing all the rules of the gym, and he saw that this guy had his gym bag out, and there's all these signs that say like no gym bag. So Chris days later saw the same guy with his gym bag out, and he goes, "Oh, what does the sign say?" And the guy was like, "Man, I'm sorry." And Chris was like, "Man, I am too. I don't know why I did that." And they both hugged, and now they're friends. And it's just like I love that. The other day, I was at Starbucks, and I was waiting for my order, or something was up with it, and the guy was clearly ignoring me. There was no one at this Starbucks. They were not busy. He was just socializing and not even like doing anything. And I had done my mobile order like 10 minutes beforehand, and there was no action happening. And so I was just gonna go, "Oh, did you get it?" And I go, "Excuse me," and he ignores me. And I say it a little bit louder. I'm like, "Excuse me," and he literally goes like this. And I go, "I'm sorry. Was that rude what I just did? Or what's going on here?" Because he was just, and he goes, "What?" And I go, "You just rolled your eyes so obviously. That was insane." I go, "What's going on? Am I being rude when I'm asking?" I go, "I just ordered a mobile order. I'm just trying to see where my drink is. I know this job sucks. I'm sorry." And his coworker was laughing so hard because this guy is obviously like such a little like just tired of all these Karens and really gonna let us have it. And I just go, "I'm sorry." And he was like, "I'm really embarrassed that I did that. I'm really sorry." And like apologized, and it was nice. And then he was like, "Can I get you anything else?" And I was like, "Have a good day. I know this job fucking sucks, and I'm sure that I represent everyone that sucks coming up to you." But it was just a nice moment. But I've never had the eyes rolled at me so hard and ignored twice. It was so rude.
Did you ever consider maybe it was a little bit your fault for having ordered a coffee?
I know, from a business that makes coffee.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, it's like this guy's got his day and his own agenda, and you're sitting there and just popping an order in. I consider that to be on you, almost 95%.
An
I've
eye
sat
roll
there-
followed by a head roll.
Oh, dude,
It was
I've
crazy.
I've sat there,
And he thought I was not going to call it out. That's the thing. Like, he thought I was going to be a little
Yeah.
bitch and just take it and go, I'm sorry. But I just go, what did I do that warrants this? I really needed to know because I was like, I don't get it. Yeah, you waited before?
I mean, no, I've done that where someone's ignoring me, and I will just not, because I don't want that interaction. I'll be like, oh, I guess I'll just go to Dunkin' Donuts,
they-
or like, oh, it's been 3 days later, and we're just
and
still
you
standing
you
here.
almost check your own
But I'm
peripheral
like,
vision
I know
to go,
you
maybe
know.
they can't see me.
Yeah.
So you kind of turn and go, can they? And they go, no, they can absolutely see you. And listen, I know customer service is a fucking terrible job and people treat you like shit
Yeah.
out there. But it's just, I wish that people who work in customer service could, I wish that they could be rude to the customer more. Like, I know that it is going against what I just said, but when, I wasn't being rude. But when a customer, the
When
reason
they're
he
rude,
did that to
totally.
me was
Because there are a lot of
because there
rude-
were a lot
yes.
of rude customers that he does have to put up with, and I bet he has to, keep his mouth shut for those. And he just had it that day. It was during a lull, and he just had a bunch of traffic, a bunch of Karens coming up, being like, "Excuse me, I wanted soy," and he's like, "It is soy," and she's like, "Oh, okay, sorry. It just tasted like different, but it's like, okay, well, can I have another just in case, like,
Yeah.
because I'm lactose intolerant." It's like, just don't explain it, bitch. Just so. I wish though that there was this new shift in customer service where
the
fuck you.
customer is
But
sometimes wrong.
Restaurants are so
Yeah.
desperate to stay afloat, and they rely on customers so much they have to just kiss their ass. It's just it's awful.
All customer service should be the style of a Philly cheesesteak shop, where they just are allowed
Soup
to be
Nazi.
as rude to you as possible. Yeah, I like
Yes.
that. I
At
like that a
DeBevick's
lot.
or whatever.
Ed
And honestly-
DeBevick's, I love that place.
It goes
Yeah.
back to
Yeah, have you been there?
Yes,
Yeah.
where they insult you and
Yeah.
go like, "Hurry up, sir! Oh, you want a side salad, you little bitch!" Like,
Yep.
oh, it's
It's like
so
I'm
good.
at Denny's.
Oh,
like,
we used
what
to
are you
love
do-
it.
What are you doing? Like,
Dick's Last Resort is another place that's rude to you.
oh, really?
Yeah, that's their theme. But I think that, yeah, I wish that more people could just like talk back to the customers, because the
Whoa.
customer's always right is just a bad.
Is it called Dick's Last Resort because being rude to people is a Dick's last resort?
Wait, what? Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
the
like
last
the
thing in
last
their arsenal.
resort.
Yeah,
To
if
be-
a guy's a dick, his last move is like, well, let's be rude to everybody then. How about that?
Yeah. But I
Shit.
bet you if I was whenever I have a rude waiter, I always tip them more because I want them to think, because I
No,
know that
dude,
they think I'm
you
not
know
going
how
to tip
many
well.
bad
And so I go,
haircuts
I'm
I've
going to
had?
actually prove them wrong.
I've had
think
the
that's the
worst
wrong
haircuts
move.
of my life.
it would work
and
for
I,
companies.
And I tip them so well.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Because I want them to like me. Because when
Yeah.
a waitress is rude to me, I think it's that thing of the
It's
pretty
me,
woman
yeah.
thing where they go, "Oh, she doesn't have a lot of money. She's not even going to tip me well." And I go, "This bitch is rude to me because she thinks that I'm not going to tip well. I'm going to prove her wrong by tipping so fucking well." And then it's like, what am I doing?
But it's also, I think,
no.
But then it's
You're
fulfilling what she already
reinforcing
thinks of me.
exactly, and
Yeah.
then she's gonna never
know.
have bad reinforcement for that
You know
behavior.
what you should do? You should find the waitress that at the table next to you and go, "Can I give you $100 right now?
Yes,
Because I'm
that's
very
the
generous
move.
with money to people who
Yes.
seem to do really be good at their job."
And then you
and
put it
I
on
would love to
TikTok.
reward it.
Have you seen these people on TikTok? They'll give like $1,000 tip, but they'll film it and be like, "Am I going to change your?" They get off on it. It's all about them.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the tip.
I support it though. Still,
they're
anything
still
that's getting more
giving
people,
it to them.
money out there.
no, I
Yeah,
agree
that's-
with that.
I mean,
I'm sure they ask for it
philanthropy-
back though, right when
Yeah.
the camera's off.
I accidentally
with
gave you
interest.
$100. You mind if I get that
Hey,
back
listen, I'm
and
gonna have to
exploit
pay
you on the
taxes
internet?
on the money that I make off of TikTok from this. So can I get at least 20% back?
I need 4
All
more
right.
tattoos on my face.
Final thought. Next Fanthrax.
Okay, this next one is from Stevie.
Hi, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah, and Luigi. I was just responding to, I've heard you mention several times on the podcast now how you like find out like what cum is and what all these like kind of adult things are when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And that story specifically sticks out in my mind of cum when I was maybe 10 or 12 years old. Cell phones were just starting to be a thing and like, cost $80 to send a text message and could only be like 100 characters.
Yeah.
And me and my
T9.
girlfriend had just gotten phones and were texting each other. And my mom was super overbearing and always like just really religious growing up and always thought like I was always doing these like nasty, horrible things as like a young kid. And I was so naive. I had no idea what like blowjob parties were or the bracelets or anything like that. So my girlfriend texts me that this boy she was supposed to go on a go out on a date with didn't come. Like he didn't show up to the date, but she shortened it to CUM in the text message. And my mom freaked out and was like thinking me and my friend were having sex and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just like he didn't come and didn't show up. And my mom realized it and had to like then explain to me what cum was as like a young child.
God, that's so
and that
funny.
just sticks out to me so vividly as a memory. Sorry for this being so
that's
long,
such a
but
sweet-
anyways, I love you guys. And Jean Jacket, if you've seen Nope.
Oh, that is so sweet. What a sweet misunderstanding. When kids say filthy things and they don't realize it.
Yeah. I'm just trying
He
to
didn't come. And her mom's like, well, we need to talk about a lot of things then if he didn't
first
come.
of
You're
all,
not
you got to
doing your
use more
job, honey.
hand.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a horrible one that happened in my childhood. So my mom's Israeli, and I don't speak Hebrew, but I maybe know a few sentences that I should have remembered. And I had these 2 Israeli friends in 8th grade, and so I was hanging with them, and I asked them to teach me how to say, so I could say to my mom, teach me how to say, I want to speak Hebrew. And they made me memorize a phrase, and I went to my mother as a 13-year-old boy, and I said,
No.
Ani rotze zayin batachat ivrit. Which
Noah,
means,
do you know?
You know what it means, Noah?
Yes.
You want to say?
I didn't hear the last word. What was the last word?
Ivrit.
Okay, so he I want a dick in my butt. Hebrew.
They knew I would know the word Hebrew, so they threw that on there. And my mom, my mom started,
just at the end you go like razzle-dazzle like Hebrew.
and so I made my mom translate it back to me because she was laughing so hard. I'm like, what did I just say? And she's like, you said you want a dick in your ass, Hebrew. And I'm like, oh no.
My God.
This was the most mortifying, but maybe not as
She probably
bad.
thinks like that's how you were coming out of the closet. Like you've worked so hard on this. You're like you don't. He doesn't know a lot of Hebrew. He's just studying.
And he wants to like say it
Yeah.
in the language
And
of
then-
my the way I would have. Yeah, this is really heartfelt.
Yeah, like Moses coming down.
Oh my
like he
God.
carved it. Yeah,
Really not
Or was
ideal.
that-
But then also
Yeah.
one
That's so
time,
funny.
I had a one night stand with a girl, and the next day she texted me something very confusing. She wrote, "I know I'll never see you again, but if I do, I'll see you then." And I just wanted to
Dr.
reply.
Zeus?
The places you would go.
Not with me.
She was very poetic, yes, and not with me. and so I just wanted to write back, huh? H-U-H, huh? And my phone autocorrected it to HIV, and I sent it to her the moment after our one night. Oh my God!
Then you should have wrote back. I meant AIDS.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
HIV is like the K of fucking things to get. You know what I mean? Like it's so short, yet says so. Like you know when someone writes just K.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh my!
K
What
is
did
the
she
worst.
write back to that?
She was like, WTF with a million exclamation points.
What she meant to write is herpes. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. I just meant huh. I meant huh. It autocorrected it.
She's like, "Are you sure?" And you go, "I'm positive." And she's like, "Wait, what?" All right, that's our show with Ben Gleib. You guys, thank you so much for listening all week. Ben,
shit.
you were such a great guest. You'll have to come back. It was too much fun.
I would love
Check
it.
out Ben's special. Please support him. Check out his show Off the Top at the No Word Comedy Club.
podcast.
Follow him on social and check out his. You have a podcast?
Yeah,
Ben?
you've been on it. My podcast last
The
week
Last
on
Man
Earth.
on Earth.
Last week
Last
on
Week
Earth.
on
I
Earth.
cover everything
Yes.
that happened
Oh,
in the
yeah.
last week, and it just came back a brand new season. So check it out.
Awesome. God, busiest man alive.
I do a lot of.
I mean,
stupid
when does he
things.
sleep? Never.
Yeah, how much sleep did you get last night?
3 hours and 40 minutes again.
Did you nap at all yesterday?
I did. I napped 2.5 hours, but today I can't do that. I have like back.
Okay, so you're going on like 6 hours a day. Okay, that's not good. We're gonna work on that. We'll check in with you later on. Thank you so much, Ben. We love you so much.
Love you too.
Guys, have a great weekend. Don't be K and Jack Harlow.
Jacqueline Kennedy.